Set. Okay, good morning, everyone. Today we are going to present a topic about teaching and learning English in the 21st century. Before that, let me introduce my team first. Okay, there are Indah Firanadia, Reza Juliansyah, Keisha Izati, and Bayu Adi. Before we continue to the introduction, I want to explain our roles. The first speaker and the moderator is me, Reza Juliansyah. The second speaker is Keisha Izati. The third speaker is Indah Firanadia. The fourth speaker is Bayu Adi. Okay, so no longer wait again. Let's start the presentation. Okay, first of all, I wanted to introduce to you what is learning in this 21st century look like. Undoubtedly, our work and our lives are increasingly globalized and digitized, right? Globalization and digitalization has consequences and demands on people working and educational life. Not only there a growing awareness of the need for promoting the role of information and communication technology in different fields of the working life, but there is also rising concern over the effective use of educational approach on how to become literate in today's knowledge society. Government and schools should focus on removing barriers to access and quantify, supporting professional development, accelerating e-learning innovation, promoting digital literacy, and implementing lifelong learning. But, well, on the other hand, TEFL students tend to have varied backgrounds, a multiplicity of achievement level, and diverse learning style. Focus on learning mastery in order to start incorporating new approach and aim at integrating content, culture, technology, and lifelong skill. Okay, that is the introduction for me. So the next will be presented by Keisha.
Okay, so according to Ledward and Hirata, 21st century skills are a blend of content knowledge, specific skills, expertise, and literacies necessary to succeed in work and life. They point out that these skills are more than technological literacy and include proficiency in critical thinking, problem solving, communication, and teamwork that allow people to thrive in the new economy. The partnership for 21st century skills maintain that while today's schools show the influence of industrial and information age models, the modern 21st century school must bring together rigorous content and real-world relevance. The partnership has created a framework which consists of core subjects that center on three core skills: life and career skills, learning and innovation skills, and information media and technology skills. The abilities individuals should have for life, career, citizenship, and self-actualization in the 21st century are different from those indeed in the 20th century. These differences have basically emerged from the changes in the ways we communicate, use technology, produce knowledge, and interact with others. Next. Richard and Carol declare that skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, and synthesis, rather than being novel to the 21st century, have been abilities required one way or another for successful learning and achievement at different historical periods. On the other hand, the 21st century skills movement appears to believe that education should be rooted in skill-driven learning and hands-on experiences. Furthermore, the 21st century skills movement emphasizes the idea that educational systems need to develop students' spirit literacies as a result of pressing economic and technological reasons. For its part, the technological justification is that people must have access to knowledge and the ability to use it. Some concerns need to be raised about the previous emphasis on economy and technology. The purposes of education go beyond preparing people for participation in the economic and working life. Schofield affirmed that education should primarily help people belong to their society successfully. To her, such successful belonging involves knowing how to exercise active citizenship that involves the development of free, active, and equal individuals with the capacity to choose their identities, entitlements, and duties. Next.
Okay. The TEFL classroom in the 21st century, one of the most well-known methods was the still is communicative language teachings or CLT, which is emphasized on the communicative contents, learning contentedness and interactions, but not only has CLT influenced syllabus design and methodology, it has also paved the way for new methodologies such as content-based instructions, task-based instructions, and content and language integrated learning. Uh, Kumara Vadivelu, 1994, identifies what he calls the post-method conditions, where teachers must be capable of adapting their own approach in accordance with local contextual factor while at the same time being guided by a number of macro macro strategies. As a consequence of this perspective, Eaton 2010 state that today's EFL classrooms should no longer be focused on grammar, memorizations, and learning from rote. Rather, it should be understood as a space of learn to use language and cultural knowledge as a means to connect with others around the world. Next slide, please. 21st century schools and EFL classroom. Armstrong and Warlick 2004 assert that an increasingly digital and networked world requires students to be able to demonstrate knowledge, employ information, and express idea completely. So the student need to become not only literate, but also able to use the literacy, and the use of that literacy involves, among other things, being able to read deeply for meaning in multimedia content. Chang and Tung 2009 suggests using project-based learning or PBL to help students analyze problem, investigate possible solutions, make decision, create design, and solve problem. Because the PBL encourage students to work relatively autonomously over extended period of time to come up with realistic product or presentations in the end. Plus, Black 2009 stated that English language learners need to activities based on the technology tools and semiotic from that can offer them opportunities for the develop of both standard language proficiency and digital literacy and 21st skills. Next slide.
Okay, next is how to incorporate 21st century skills into the eval classroom. To incorporate 21st century skill into eval classroom, teacher and student must be able to work together on multiliteracy and multimodal communicative competence. As we see, according to Dupuy 2011, multiliteracy expands the traditional language-based notion of literacy, the ability to read and write, to include not only the ability to produce and interpret text, but also a critical awareness of the relationship between text, discourse convention, and social and cultural context. Such ability, asserted Dupuy, prepares learners to participate in diverse discourse communities and furthers the critical engagement they need to design their social futures. And the next is, on the other hand, Royce 2011 said that given the change in communication modes and convention in recent years, EVL classroom need to be increasingly concerned with developing student multimodal communicative competence. To him, teachers should begin to focus and develop student abilities in visual literacy and develop pedagogical metalanguage to facilitate this ability when image pair in spoken and written modes. Based on thought, Haberle 2010 defines multimodal communicative competence as the knowledge and use of language concerning the visual, gestural, and audio and spatial dimension of communication, including computer-mediated communication. Concretely, she suggests using task-based or content-based instruction with interpretive analysis and discussion of image in order to make EFL learners approach image as sociocultural construction and ultimately to expand their skills in learning English. Okay, next.
Okay, thank you, Bayu. Okay, I'll read the conclusion. The 21st century demands the explicit integration of learning and innovation skill, information skill, media and digital literacy, and life and career skill. Therefore, school in general and the EFL classroom in particular must provide students with practice and processes that focus on acquiring and developing inter alia creativity, critical thinking, collaboration, media literacy, initiative, and self-direction. Uh, as a result, need to develop their skill as well and critically analyze what the 21st century movement has to offer in order to enrich the pedagogical process and learning practice that really suit them. Okay, I think enough from all of us. We do really apologize if we have some many mistakes. Thank you for listening to our presentation. Good morning.